5 minutes after. So we'll go ahead, kick things off. Thanks for joining online. Thanks for joining in person. This will be fun to kind of bounce back and forth between the two. We've got the chat feature going on Zoom. We got folks here. So what we're hoping to do for this evening is just get everybody together and calling it a town hall, but more or less it's going to be Chelsea and I talking a little bit about Greater Culture this past week, what to expect moving forward for all of you, so you can fully be in the know as we transition into the new year, and also provide a lot of opportunity for questions, comments, concerns, whatever that might be after the last 5 days really of getting to know us. So to kick things off, we thought it would be helpful for us to do some introductions on who we are. I know we've sent a little bit of that with some of the messaging we've done. Thought it might be helpful just to get a sense of who is going to be now running the space here, so that you can get to know us a little bit better. So I'll kick things off. So my name is Brad Marshall and lived here in Fuquay with my wife, Emily, who's a coach for the last 10 years. Before that, we lived in Wisconsin where we both grew up. So we're actually flying home to Wisconsin this weekend for Christmas. So we're mentally preparing for the cold. But my background is in sports psychology. So studied psychology, studied sports psychology. And then after graduate school, got the chance to work with athletes and military personnel. And now my full-time job is actually with CVS Health. So helping train their personnel in the corporate side. CrossFit came along around 7 years ago for me, found it as my way to get fit, then loved it enough that I wanted to start coaching. And so I started coaching probably about 6 years ago. And over the last 6 years, really dove into how to be a better coach. And about a year ago, got the itch to figure out if we could start an affiliate on our own. And that's where Greater Culture came in, which was about a year ago. So that's the short and skinny on my sort of history and how I got into coaching and where I fit in the mold in terms of Greater Culture and now where we're at. So Chelsea, tell us a little bit about yourself.
You forgot to tell them about Tux.
Yes, Tux is our 1 year, 2-month-old pup. He's a schnoodle. He's like 16 pounds. He's pretty cute. He got used to seeing everybody for working out. We'll maybe sparingly bring him over here. We're going to try and fly him home tomorrow. So this is going to be an adventure for all of us, which is adding a little bit of stress to our life, but we're excited to see what happens.
Yeah, we're all waiting with bated breath to find out how it goes.
We've got some drugs to knock him out.
Yeah. So. I'm Chelsea. I have lived in Fuquay 7 years, 8 years, 9 years, 10 years. I don't know. I'm looking at my husband, Eric. So I live here with my husband, Eric. Everything is 10 years away now. Everything was 10 years ago. So I've been here 10 years. And we have 2 boys, Jet and Max. Jet is 5 and Max is 2. So if I ever look overly tired in the morning classes, you can blame them. I will let them know. And we have 2 dogs, Rex and Lucy. And yeah, we love Fuquay. It's great. I'm born and raised in Raleigh, went to school at ECU for my undergrad in health fitness. And then my master's, I also got from ECU in sport management. I've been working in gyms since I started college, basically. I've done everything in a gym, clean the toilets, run the front desk, sell memberships, all this stuff. Worked in some Globo gyms and then found my way over to CrossFit in 2014. So I've been coaching, have my L1 since then. I also coach Olympic weightlifting. I am a advanced performance, like a level 2 with USAW. They have funny names for it. And I've coached at a bunch of national events. I love it. I truly just enjoy coaching. It's one of my favorite things to do. It's really just, it's a lot of fun helping people find confidence and be proud of themselves and get them to that level. And it's, you know, even if day-to-day things or big events and things like that, it's just gets the people going. I like it. But more about me. Let's talk about me some more. Yep, went to ECU, lived in Fuquay a while. My husband is also a member. The boys will be here running around. I'll try to keep them under control. They're crazy. You can tell me that. It's fine. And yeah, I think that's everything.
Yeah. And that leads us into, we thought we'd give you a little background on Greater Culture, CrossFit, how we started it, where it's been over the last year. So Greater Culture, both of us worked at gyms previously, enjoyed coaching. And then when we decided that, hey, let's see if we could do this on our own, we started to think of what are some names or some different ways we could brand what we wanted to do. And one of the things that kept coming back to us was this idea that, one, we love the community. We love bringing together people to work out, push each other, challenge each other. So that's where we came up with this idea of a culture of people who want to strive and get a little bit better. And then that's where also the word greater comes in, of just people who want to invest in themselves, want to invest in getting better mentally, physically, emotionally, all of that, and creating a brand and identity of how do we work together to do that. So Greater Culture came about through that process, people who want to get together, get better, and try and grow together. And what started as a brand, Greater Culture CrossFit, started in actually my garage, which is like 10 to 12 minutes away from here in Fuquay Arena. Regular garage, 20 by 20, 400 square feet. And over the last year, that's where we've been working with athletes who you've gotten a chance to meet and know. So we've worked in that small space, battled winters and summers and all good sorts of weather over that time, but had a lot of fun and kind of figured out what we're all about, how we want to coach folks, and how we want to build. And so the four sort of values, if you will, that are the anchors for what we do around here. The first one is, we call it growth, but basically we like people who are open to trying new things, open to learning new things, people who want to grow, whether that's improving their fitness, improving their work, whatever that might be. So growth is really important to us. Second value that we're big on is this idea of challenge, that we know the only way we get better is by doing some hard things. And so we look forward to challenges. So when you see 12 days of Christmas, when you see 25 burpees, you're probably going to hear the coaches catch you if you start saying things like, oh, this is terrible, or I hate this, or I really don't want to do this. Like, let's change the language and actually embrace some of that challenge or the opportunity to get a little bit better. So we got growth, we got challenge. The third one for us is this idea of optimism. We're big on, we have a say, we can control where we're going, what we want to do. And that's an optimistic viewpoint, knowing that you can influence wherever you're going. And our fourth one is inspire. Because we know when you probably saw somebody and you were like, man, it's really cool what they're doing. They're going to work out, they're getting fit. They were an inspiration for you. So we want to not only inspire each other in here, but inspire people outside of the gym by the way that we show up and act and things like that. So you'll see us kind of highlight those four pillars of growth, challenge, optimism, and inspire. So those are sort of our core pillars. It's a little bit about us and how we operate. If you're interested to kind of see more of our journey and what we've gone through over the last year, all of our social medias are going to have that, Instagram and Facebook, and even our YouTube as well. So that's a little bit about the brand. What we wanted to get into then is, what does this all mean for you moving forward? Because CrossFit Southwake has been here for a while now, over 9 years, which is pretty amazing for a gym to be able to be successful for that long. So when the opportunity came to work with Alex and take over the spot, we were really excited, and we figured out that we'd like to rebrand the group here moving forward to Greater Culture CrossFit. So that's what we're going to be known as moving forward. And along with that comes the challenge of meeting new people, meeting new coaches, which we've had a chance to do over the last 5 days. So we wanted to give you a little picture on what to expect with schedule, programming, how we're going to operate with software, and then answer any questions that you have. So let's start with the schedule. Chelsea, you want to tell them what the schedule is going to look like for 2024, starting on January 2nd?
Yes, January 2nd, we will be opening up the doors at 5:15 a.m. We're here. We're doing it. Actually, they'll be open a little bit before 5:15. Don't you worry. So we'll be here at 5:15 a.m. and then we have a class at 6:30 a.m. and then we've got one at 12 p.m. and then 5:15 p.m. and 6:30 p.m. We like to have that little 15-minute buffer in there so that you guys can chat with the people coming in and also be able to, you know, have a little bit more time to get things done, ask questions and all that kind of stuff. And those of you who have taken my classes know that I can be a little bit of a chatty Cathy. So that 15 minutes is really there for me, I think. And then open gym times are going to be in between our classes. So we will not have any open gym during class. So 10 minutes before class, we'd like you to be all wrapped up so that we can get class started and they have enough space to get done. So open gym will be from 7:30 to 11:50 a.m. and then from 1:10 to 5 p.m. All right.
Yeah. And so with that, when it comes to the schedule, one of the things we're going to be working on is this idea of 24/7 access. So what that's going to look like for our folks who are doing open gym, you'll get access through the app, ability to get into the gym, Ideally, you're going to work out during those times. If you're working out outside of those times, if you're somebody who has crazy schedule and you're like, hey, I want to come in at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock at night, that's fine. You can come in, use the gym. That should be up and running by the end of January, and we'll give you a lot more information on that as well. And that includes our members who are doing unlimited memberships or 3 times a week. If you want that additional access, let us know, and we can give you some of the details on what that's going to look like. So then we've got the memberships. We know that folks are currently on either a 3 time a week or an unlimited. A couple folks might have done like a paid in full for either 6 months or a year. So what we want to let you know is that those memberships are going to stay the same as we transition into Greater Culture CrossFit. We're getting them set up in our software, so you can expect the same billing cycle, same price point for everybody moving forward. We will revisit that probably 6 months down the road and kind of see where we're at as a gym and as a space, and where we're at with some of our market finances, if you will, like what are the going rates and what's going to be helpful for us to be sustainable. So that takes us into the software. So tell them a little bit about the software we're going to be doing.
All right, guys. So we use the StreamFit app, and a bunch of you guys have already logged in, created your accounts, and that's been awesome. We really encourage you guys, and we'll maybe shame you a little if you don't sign in to class beforehand. There's definitely going to be a cushion to get used to the software and make sure that you're all set up on it. But yeah, we love you guys signing in ahead of time. That way we know who's coming, and if anybody's got injuries or things like that we need to work around, it allows the coaches time to mentally prepare for that and get it set up for you guys. So signing in before class, super important. And then you can also do everything else from that app. So you can see the schedule, you can see who's coaching, you can see who else is coming. And then once we get the pro shop set up, you will be able to check out from the app. So whatever you want to buy, you'll just do it straight from your phone, and you already have your card saved in there and stuff. So it makes it a lot easier.
Yeah, so the one step that we'll be having everybody who's coming over engage with is you're going to enter your credit card information into the app. We'll send out some more details about that. But once you're in, bottom right, there's the little more button. It pops up a variety of options. One of them is going to be payment. So once you enter your payment information in, we can get your membership set up so you get access to all the classes, all the programming. And then if you're buying drinks, if you're buying shirts, if you're buying whatever else from the retail shop, you can do that all through the app. So it's kind of your one-stop shop for everything Greater Culture. We also communicate some of our happenings through there. There's a chat feature. So we communicate through StreamFit. You'll also get emails. We'll also get you to our social media platforms. So our goal is to make sure that you're never out of the loop when it comes to meetings, events, things going on in the gym. So that's our one-stop shop for the app. Everybody will get access to that. And then we thought it might be helpful just to get a sense of program, because you're coming here to get fit, to get workouts in. So we want to talk a little bit about the way that we program and who we use for that. So do you want to kick us off with that?
Yes. So our programming is from Training Think Tank. They are based out of Georgia. They've got a few games athletes and stuff that go there, but ours is class programming, and they put that out to us in advance, and they tell us what they are doing within that cycle, what the theme of it is and all that. And heading into January, we are going to be getting ready for the Open. Coming back, y'all, every year. Here it comes. So we will be getting into movements that they do a lot of research to see what type of movements are most common in the Open and what need to be worked on the most. And they will put that into the programming to help us develop those skills that maybe we kind of don't look at most of the year. So it's super helpful in getting us ready for the Open. And they're really great cycles because they're about 6 weeks long, so you don't get bored, and you definitely are working on certain movements, muscle groups, things like that, but not just doing squats all the time, right? You know, if we're working on legs, we're doing squats, lunges, things like that. So a lot of accessory, it keeps it nice and different, and you don't feel super beat up by it. It's very much the programming that you can come most days of week, and you're not going to feel like, oh my gosh, I just can't even move today. So we really like that.
Yeah, and that goes along with kind of our philosophy and how we like to coach is we love to see you be as consistent as possible. And we know to make that happen, that you've got to do workouts that allow you to recover and get ready for the next day. So there's certainly opportunities to push intensity and challenge yourself. Most days, if you're coming and putting in 70% effort, you're going to be in a really good spot that you can hit the workout, feel like you got something in, and then recover and come back the next day. Most days you're going to see some kind of a strength or a skill building. So it might be, hey, we're working on squatting or pressing, or maybe some of those Olympic lifts, or maybe we're working on some of our skills. How do we do a pull-up a little bit more efficiently, or build strength to get pull-ups, or how do we do toe to bar, or maybe some handstand push-up work. And so they give us some drills that we can use to practice getting better at the skill. And then every day we'll have some kind of a Metcon. And those range from, 5 minutes, kind of those sprint style ones, all the way up to 18, 20 minutes, or depending on the type of day. So that's what you can expect. And then on Thursdays, you're typically going to see they turn the intensity down. So they know that as CrossFitters, we love to push intensity and challenge ourselves. So sometimes they have to program workouts that are going to slow you down and pull you back. So for those of you who came to the workout yesterday, you probably noticed it. Like, you felt like maybe your heart rate didn't get up super high. You felt like maybe it was just kind of a conversation pace, and that's good. We want there to be workouts where we're not really throwing ourselves on the ground, dying after the workout. So that's going to be Thursdays. You'll notice that. And then on Saturdays, we are going to be doing partner workouts. So very familiar to what you probably have already been doing. But those are really fun because it gives you a chance to team up with somebody, break up the work, or sometimes work together. And it's always a really good way to build some community and some camaraderie. And so we'll have multiple options for you. I think what we'll probably do to start is we'll have an 8:30 and a 10 a.m. So we give you some space between the two. But for the morning folks, you'll be able to hit that class. For the folks who like to sleep in a little bit, you can certainly do that. And then Sundays are going to be essentially like an open gym type of day. So if you have open gym access, you can come in, hit any class you missed through the day, but we won't, at least initially, have a formal Sunday class. If there's a big enough need for it, we can certainly cross that bridge when we get there. So that's the programming and what you can expect in terms of workouts and how we are going to try and help you reach your goals.
There's also there's extra credit programming as well. And that'll be in StreamFit. You'll see the skill, the Metcon, the cash out, and that's all included in class. And then at the bottom, sometimes, not every day, there's extra credit, which is normally just one movement, strength-based sometimes, but also skill-based. And what's really good about that is you can hit it after class. It doesn't take too long to get through, maybe 15, 20 minutes. And us coaches will still be around after class to help you through it if you need it. If you have any questions about it or anything like that. But it's definitely an option if you're looking for just a little bit more. It's a part of the programming, so it still goes with what we're doing. It's not just something randomly thrown in, and it won't blow you up for the next day or something like that. So that's also included in the StreamFit in the programming.
Yeah, and one of our goals too is, as we get to know all of you and we're having these conversations, to figure out what your goals are. Even just some of the athletes we've had a chance to meet this week, we figured out some of you are like, hey, I enjoy the lifting and I really want to get stronger with my pressing, or I want to get stronger with my squatting. Some of you are like, hey, I enjoy doing local competition, so I'd like to be able to do pull-ups or toe to bar, whatever that is. Our goal is to try and get to know you better so we can best tailor the workouts to fit what your needs are. And if you're somebody who's like, I just want to work out so I can enjoy life outside of the gym, that is awesome. And we want to encourage that as well and make sure we're coaching to help you hit those goals. So you'll most likely see within the next week, it's a Google form, but it's going to give us a little background info on just how are things going, what are some of the goals you've got for the next 3 months, where are things at with some of your sleep and recovery or nutrition. Is there anything we can help with that? Because we know outside of the gym is just as important as inside of the gym. And what are the ways in which we can get to know you to help you best? So those are some of the things you can expect. And so those were mainly all the goals and the topics we wanted to express and share. So if you've got questions, feel free to put them in the chat, or the folks here as well, and we'll answer those as they come up. The other thing we'll mention as we're giving people some time to ask some questions is the space here. You'll notice if you come in tonight or tomorrow that there's a lot of things off the wall. So we appreciate your flexibility with the schedule, that next week being a holiday week, we are going to have some folks coming in to paint the space. So it'll look a little different when you get to come back in the new year. And so we're excited to kind of start with it's literally going to be like a white canvas, more or less, by the time they're done. And then, as we continue to get to know the space, get to know all of you, you'll probably see some different things as we're working through that. We'll even start bringing a few pieces of equipment that we've been housing in the garage gym, a couple more rowers and some bikes and some skiers. So there'll be some more equipment for you all to play with as we venture into the new year. So if anyone's got any questions, feel free to ask. If not, want to say thanks so much for jumping in for today and listening to this. We are recording it, so we'll make sure we get that out to everybody. But Chelsea and I are an open book in terms of this transition. We want to make sure you've got all the information you need to make the best decision possible for you in the new year with your fitness. We look forward to working with all of you, and we are very excited about what we can do with the space and the community that we can build here. So thanks all. Otherwise, we've got questions. We'll hang out and we'll answer them.
Questions? Oh,
Yeah. Oh, no. We actually have a third member of our team. So Emily is a coach, and she got her L1 in June.
yeah, yeah.
And so she's been actually coming on board. You will see her mainly in the evenings, which is
She
awesome.
loves early mornings.
Yeah, she's an early morning person. Yeah. So right now we have a team of 3 for coaches. So you'll either see Chelsea, myself, or Emily throughout the week. And we are excited to take on the challenge, the 3 of us. And as we make any decisions in terms of bringing folks on, you will all be the first to know, and you'll see those people as they get acclimated. So yeah, so you'll see us 3 coaching all the classes starting in the new year. Cool.
Anybody else? Blair?
I have a question.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, Thomas. Cut me
Thomas.
off.
So I think, Chelsea, you mentioned that you have an Olympic weightlifting background. Are we gonna do like a barbell in the future, maybe, as for
Yes.
programming?
Yes, we will. So Nowhere Barbell Club. We started that this summer too. Yeah.
Yeah, spring, summer.
Spring, summer. She's taking a break right now as we make the move and get adjusted. But late spring, summer is when I plan to roll that back in, just so we can get used to the new space and all that kind of stuff. But yeah.
Perfect. Sounds good.
Yeah. Yeah. So I also kind of share kind of our goal as we transition here is, one, is we want to grow the community through the group class. I mean, that's kind of our foundation, our bedrock. That's what we really want to do well. So our goal is, as we transition to the new year, try and grow all those classes as best we can. As those classes grow, that gives us the opportunity to add new class times, bring in different programs, things like that, to make sure we're continually serving all of you. So you'll see us start to communicate that in the new year, encouraging folks to try us out. You might see a variety of new faces throughout the year. So as always, I think that's the fun part about CrossFit is everyone's super welcoming, super encouraging. If you see a face you don't recognize immediately, usually folks are going up and asking, who's this? And it's been really fun to see that even over this last week, some folks who've gotten to know each other who never met, even who've gone to the same gym. We had a couple of people from Greater Culture meet for the first time tonight. So it's fun. So we're looking forward to that as well in the new year and seeing new faces. And at the core of it is just us coaching classes and you getting a good workout in.
Yeah. Blair, what was your question?
Oh, I was curious about how the Greater Culture
Yeah. So right now, whatever your current membership is for Greater Culture athletes, for South Wake athletes, we're going to lock those in for at least the next 6 months. And we will be very forward with communication if that will change and what that will look like. So we know this is a big transition for everybody. We don't want to throw any new wrenches into the system here. So we want everybody to settle in at their price point so they can get acclimated and make sure we're delivering on the value that we want to provide. At that 6-month mark, that's when we'll kind of take stock of where we're at and where we might need to be or where we'd like to go. And we can communicate any of those changes as we gear up for that to make sure everybody's aware of any changes or what we might be doing from there. In terms of the 24/7 access, we're hopeful to get that up and running by the end of January. That will be for our unlimited members in add-on. So if you have your current membership and you're like, hey, I would love the 24/7 access, we'll communicate to you what that would look like if you wanted to add that option to your current membership. For our open gym members, most likely that'll get added in because that'll be the way they get into the gym to be able to use it during the times that they'd like to. And so we'll make sure everybody's aware of that as well. And so on that note, the final thing I'll say is you'll probably start seeing some more communication from myself and Chelsea, just confirming moving forward with Greater Culture and getting that credit card information into StreamFit so we can make sure that you have access to the classes, can sign in. This is exactly what you'd like to do. If for any reason moving forward, this is not the best option for you, we'd be happy to figure out where we can help direct you to make sure you're getting the best care when it comes to your health and your fitness. We are very well aware of pretty much all the gyms in the area and have relationships with them, so we can point you in a different direction if for whatever reason this is not the spot for you. So please reach out, and if you're interested or wanting to continue on with us, then we'll be getting that credit card information into StreamFit. We can set up your membership and it'll kind of be smooth sailing moving forward.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
If for some weird reason the kid is sick or they can't make it to class, would they need a different or additional membership to come to a whole gym, or how does that work?
Yeah, so right now, if you've got a group class membership, the goal would be to come to those group classes. If it's been included in your current membership that you get open gym, then we will certainly honor that. We don't want to add any extra stress to what you're already operating with. So we can talk to you on that, about that. If you already have that open gym membership as part of yours, then we want to honor that. So you can make sure you get your fitness in. If for whatever reason something comes up, you couldn't make it to class, you needed to go after or something like that. So yeah, good question. Cool. Well, I know some folks are getting ready to do the 12 days of Christmas workout here tonight. So for those of you who got a chance to do it earlier today, hope you're resting and recovering, getting ready for the holiday week. We will have 2 classes tomorrow. We're going to have the 8 a.m. class. We're going to have the 9 a.m. class, which is a little different, but that'll help give us some time as we transition into the weekend. We'll have the space here will get redone while we're all away. We'll put some at-home workouts you can do, so you'll be able to see those in the app. You can check in if you'd like, knock them out over the next week, and then we'll be back at it full class schedule January 2nd. So we look forward to seeing all of you then. Hope you have a great holiday week, and hope we get some time to rest, recover, relax, and we'll see you on the flip side of the year.
Yeah, please don't hesitate to reach out, social media, Facebook, Instagram, email. We are very responsive. So if you've got any questions, I mean, like, not like weird things, but like gym pertaining questions, we're happy to answer them. Weird stuff too. Send that to me, not to Brad. Okay, bye.